So I thought, hey, to myself, I'm taking this over to a studio that's about 40 minutes from me. He wants to use the bus compressor on a few mixes that he just finished up. We do some professional mixing over there. He said, man, you got to bring it out. So I thought, well, it's out of the rack. I can show you the exact everything about it without having to worry about climbing behind the desk or anything. So let's go with the back of this thing. Now the X Rack is modular, just like the 500 series, and I do appreciate that SSL is doing this with their stuff. The back there, you can see a side chain key input for the bus compressor, XLR. Well, I'd need the female end, but the male, and then the female up top. The bus compressor is it's speechless. I mean, I can't explain to you how much of a difference, especially if you're mixing at home. You know, this is what I'm stressing the guys out there. If you're mixing from your house, or if you have a solid mix going on and you're just wondering why it doesn't have the punch and the power and the clarity of other mixes, the bus compressor is what does this. I mean, it just adds such a sound field and a dynamics to the song. It's actually incredible. The next thing is the master module, and this is my external monitoring and then my mix recording back in, so I can bring it back into the system and use the mix level. I'll show you on the front. And then to the side is an 8 input, then you have 8 inserts, so it'd be, you know, 2 pairs of stereo, 2 pairs of send, so send return for your inserts, and I'll show you that on the front as well. So this is the back of the rack. What's really cool, you never thought it would come in this handy, but we're talking about workflow. And what SSL did was they're the first company to actually be able to recall a session. So the other day I was working on a EDM track, and I thought to myself, you know, let's save that setting. This morning before I unplugged it, I could just go in and these little LEDs light up. And once you have this set to where that session was, the LED will disappear. And what's cool about that is you can have a whole entire rack full of dynamic modules here, and you could recall the entire session. And that's powerful when you're trying to do things on a budget for people, and you're trying to save time and effort and make it worth everybody's time. The bus compressor on the front has different release times, 1, 2, 0.4, 0.8, and 1.6 milliseconds. Then it has an auto release, which is really handy if you're just going to start a mix and you don't know where you're going to go with it. The actual attack time can go all the way up to 30 seconds. The 30 millisecond attack in a 1 release is really killer on kick drums, by the way. We're going to do a kit through our Loop Guru site where we're going to just run it through this bus compressor. The other thing that I do want to mention is this mixed level knob really can change the gain of a song and change it for the better. So you're really not limited at all when it comes to creating the right volume. I mean, we can get up past -6 RMS for some of these guys out here, and it still holds its dynamic range, and it still sounds big and powerful. Where if you do this with plugins, a lot of times it sounds dull and muffled. The other thing is you have an alternative. This is like a basic mini control center for your monitors. So you have your alternative, which could be my NS10s, and then my 6328s, external and mix bus, so you can monitor the mix, monitor the speakers out of the DAW, and then there's your 8 input module. The video's about to end, but 8 inputs of killer analog summing. Killer, dude.